Professor P. Ramasamy, Deputy Chief Minister of Penang, also the Director of the Institute, and Muhammad Chong Eng, Penang State Executive Member. Our Board of Directors, Dr. Lee, Muhammad Steven Singh, and of course, our landlord, who is the MBP, represented by Engineer Amitai, Dr. Lim Guan Eng, the Chief Executive Officer of Penang Institute, Bapak Taufik, His Excellency, Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Penang, the other senior state government officers of the first today, Mr. William from Penang Institute, Mr. William from Penang Global Tourism, Mr. Sushe from Penang Council, and of course, Dato' Ahmad Fazal, Chairman of Pink City, as well as the President of the Oriental Society. Selamat pagi and salam bersih to everyone. First, let me congratulate Penang Institute for the soft launch of your new office building. A 5 million ringgit new office and research building. This is, I think, something that is unexpected because for the first time in many years, you don't see state government investing in ideas. And I think probably I see Dr. Toh Kim Woon there. You probably agree that funding for ideas generation is somehow not a priority. Basically because they don't see any economic returns or any political benefits. But I think for Penang, which is prides itself as the intellectual and ideas capital of Malaysia, we are passionate about ideas. But we are passionate about ideas that work, not ideas for the sake of ideas. After all, there are many ideas nowadays that serve to destroy, that serves to tear down, that serves to divide, that serves to discriminate, and really even serves to kill human beings just because they are different. Whereas in Penang, we are looking at ideas that work, that build, that construct, and gives hope for a better future. Now, we do not deny that the trend in Malaysia nowadays appears to be moving towards not just dogmatism, but also insistence on blind loyalty. Blind loyalty is rewarded. And I think the mantra of the day is that not just you cannot bite the hand that feeds you, you cannot even bark. Because even if you bark, you'll be chopped and you'll be expelled. Now, I may understand when you say that one does not bite the hand that feeds you, but I think you should allow some barking. Because after all, differences and dissent is part and parcel of democracy. And here, we want to show that ideas can be healthy. You can be different and it can be healthy. But bear in mind that you are working for an institute that is funded by the state government. And whilst I think there are differences, I think we should allow that healthy differences to flower and flourish. Do not forget that you also are part of the Penang state government. And your actions should not be seen to tarnish or to affect the image of the Penang state government. And the state government will not compromise on this basic principle. Because we are funding you. We expect that you will put the government in good state and also furnish the image and of course not detract the image of the Penang state government. We are the society that allows differences. I think we are big enough to accommodate these differences. And I think because we are proud that we can celebrate diversity, and that's why I think it makes Penang so unique. Sometimes you've got this tension between uniformity and diversity. Much as each has its own merits. I think trying to find the right balance and equilibrium is probably our challenge. But we are willing to celebrate diversity, we are willing to celebrate differences of opinions. Of course, with that red line, don't forget who you represent. You are also part, you represent the Penang State government. And we are not going to be like some people who expect the number one condition and quality, blind loyalty. Blind loyalty is a reward. Blind loyalty is your sole purpose of existence. Now, we do not demand that. There are those who are rewarded for loyalty. You look at the papers today, those who are rewarded for loyalty all come out in the front page of the papers. In Penang, we want you to come up with constructive ideas that can benefit people, based on facts, not based on lies. And because we are not afraid of telling the truth, we have nothing to hide. That's why we also encourage debates. And tonight we have a debate on one of our tunnel projects. Only tunnel project. One of highways. And why do we allow this permit? And why do we permit and allow this debate? Because we have nothing to hide. Open tenders is part of our core governance. And we want to let the people know the truth. Previously, they keep on insisting, for an example, that the tunnel is valued at 6.3 billion. We have said many times that no, this includes another 3 highways. The tunnel is not 6.3 billion. And now, after this debate has come up, those who claim that it cost 6.3 billion has now gone back to say that it is not that amount. It is not that amount. Of course, I do not want to reveal too much because we want to wait for the debate tonight, or else you take the suspense and take the wind out of the debate tonight. But this is where I think a government that is not afraid to reveal itself, because we are transparent, we are accountable, and most important of all, we are committed. We would not say that we are perfect, but I would say that we are better than any state government in Malaysia. And we make no apologies for being the best in Malaysia. Similarly, that is our aspirations for Penang Institute. We demand the best from Penang Institute because, not only because of the commitment of our resources, but because we believe in you. We believe in the people of Penang. Bear in mind that if there is a change of government, you will not get the support that you are getting now. Please don't forget that. The amount of resources that were put into Penang Institute is of historic proportions. Never before has so much been invested. And that shows that we want to germinate and generate ideas not just in Penang but even in KL. Because as they said, KL is a capital city, we will be able to draw quite a much larger talent. So that is your responsibility. Responsibility to prove that there's value in ideas and research, and also to prove that the state government is correct to put that amount of investment in Penang Institute and in, not just in terms of physical infrastructure, but in terms of the work that you do. Can you all do it? Can you all do it? Can you all do it? No, I don't feel that confidence. Can you all do it? You know, it doesn't mean that if you yell loudly, no, but it must be a collective cry of confidence. Can you all do it or not? Yes! That's more like it. We do not expect you to be aggressive. No. Yes, but neither do we expect you to be passive. We expect you to be passionate. Not aggressive, but also not passive, but yet you must be passionate. Passionate about what you do. That's why you're going to look at Penang Institute, the P. The P is not about Penang, the P is also about passion, about ideas that work. And I think that we want to share our passion for what Penang can achieve, for what Penang can aspire to, and that it can also be a role model of what Malaysia can be better, respectful, harmonious, and of course prosperous. Now, as mentioned by Zario, that these new facilities and the revamped working environment for all the staff of Penang Institute, of course, it's nice to have. But physical infrastructure alone cannot infuse the vision and passion that guides this institute's development. It's that human spirit, the interaction between people, that climate of freedom, that freedom of ideas that makes a difference. And we want to see this building support these values. These values that make, I think, that make ideas work. Freedom, passion, able to tolerate new ideas. You know, when you talk about building creativity and innovative clusters, you always mention that you must have the 3 T's. What are the 3 T's? You must have the talent, you must have the technology, and you must have the tolerance for the ideas. And here, I think in the Institute, you can see all 3 T's. Talent, yes. Even though we are a very young team, we believe in investing in the young. But also we have built up technology. And with that climate that I mentioned earlier, the tolerance of new ideas, I think that will probably be one where we can show that the 3 T's evident in the Penang Institute, where we can make ideas work. Now, Penang Institute was started in its previous self. It was known as SERI, before we rebranded it as Penang Institute in 2011. And we want to see Penang Institute maintain its culture of trust and respect, together with some academic and policy research. And we hope and we expect great things under not just, of course, the executive director, but Dr. Lim Guan Eng, very well appointed resume from Cambridge. And we hope that this will allow Penang Institute to have its proper place amongst the premier think tanks in Malaysia. There are a lot of areas and a lot of research that can be done. But I think our focus, as mentioned earlier, should be about our passion for Penang. After all, the name itself should let you realize what is the ultimate goal. Realize our passion. So, when you talk about areas of research, of course, one very important area which impact on us is the problem of federal government control over almost every matter that in other countries should be a local governance issue. The problem of over-centralization, education, policing, healthcare, transportation, which should be under the state government's auspices, is actually determined by the federal government. You look at the budget, government's expenditure make up much less than 10%. I do not think it even makes up probably 7% of, as compared to the federal government's budget. I mean, for state governments, which is the second tier of government under our federal constitution, where their budgets make up probably 6 or 7% as compared to the federal government's budget. I think this is unacceptable. And this is a result of over-centralization. And for Malaysia to be economically dynamic, responsive to changes, and to have greater regional balance in development, reviewing federalism, especially over-centralization, and moving towards decentralization is not only desirable but also necessary. I think this is one of the areas of research that needs, I think, to see results. Another area is to talk about budget or fiscal responsibility. And this is very pertinent because the federal government has recorded budget deficits every year since 1998. So we are looking at 20 years of deficits. And how do we get our balance sheets and our financial accounts sorted out? How do we move towards fiscal responsibility? And then to do that, of course, is important because if you continue to have budget deficits, it's also one of the reasons why Malaysia cannot escape the middle income trap. The key to escape the middle income trap, when you look at the experience from many other countries that succeeded in moving to become a high income economy, is to have a more educated workforce. That you need to build human talent. And human talent should be the heartbeat not just of Penang but also of Penang City. I think it is up to us to prove that we can widen our talent pool. Of course, we want to start off by right at the top, but hopefully also at the bottom. Right at the top is the think tank that we have here. Widening the talent pool, deepening the talent pool, not just the heartbeat of Penang City and Penang, but also as a necessary condition to escape the middle income trap. So of course this is something that is related directly to the heartbeat of Penang, but I think there are also areas that deserves attention. Of course, one area is about where do we go from here? Kowaris. Everybody is talking about Kowaris. Not just for Penang, but also for Malaysia. But I think for us, I think we all realize that you only know where you're going when you know where you came from. And for Penang, that is very pertinent because we are a very historical place, and we have also a place